Morning. I recognize that it is a very unusual day in that we are doing this basically remote due to the weather. And I very much appreciate the fact that Representative Mastro Francesco is holding down the room for us. And we appreciate the clerks being there, LCO and OLR. We appreciate everyone who's doing the work today up in the Capitol. I wanted to mention we don't have a lot of people, just checking, not a lot of people online yet. So I'd like to give it a couple more minutes before we get started. So let's see, we are at 11:32. Let's give it about 3-4 more minutes, and then we will start the committee meeting. Thank you.
Senator, I think we're ready to go.
Okay. I'd like to call to order the meeting of the Children's Committee for our JF meeting for the bills. And just a few things. Sorry, I'm just working on my Zoom. Hang on 1 second. Okay, thank you. Now I can see everyone. Couple of things. One, the votes will be held open until 1:30, which is the start of our public hearing. And secondly, hopefully I will be able to see people if you raise your hand and if you wish to speak on a bill. But I'm not worried about online, but in the room. Okay, so if you're in the room, if you could please raise your hand, or alternatively signal Madam Clerk and she can let us know that you want to speak, because we want to hear from everyone. Okay, I think that is it. So bills for review, starting with HB 5163, item number 1 on the agenda. May I please have a motion for JF to the floor?
So moved, Madam Chair.
Thank you, Representative Pizzuto. A second?
Second.
Thank you, Rep. Paris. Motion made by Representative Pizzuto and seconded by Representative Paris. Is there any discussion? Representative Mastro Francesco.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I don't have a question on this particular bill. I wanted to ask a question before you raised it for a reference of a procedure that we have here in the committee. Do you want
Yes,
to do this vote first, or can I ask the question now?
please go ahead and ask the question.
Okay, so I noticed that, and I just wanted to clarify our procedure here, that we've received emails from the clerk with our schedule for committee meetings. And in the emails, they are putting a time end on our committee meetings. And I'm just curious if that was instructed to the clerk to put a time end on our meetings, or is there something in our joint rules that allows us to put a time limit on our meetings?
Are we speaking about the public hearings, the committee meetings? Or are you referencing?
Senator Mar, may I step in on this one, please, ma'am?
Sure, absolutely. Please go ahead, Rep. Paris.
Representative Mastro Francesco, good morning, ma'am.
Morning.
That is done in error. It was brought to our attention last week. As we are going through with our new clerk, a transition, it was done by mistake. It has nothing to do with the joint rules and will be corrected next time, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Representative, for clarifying that.
You're
Because
welcome.
I thought that might have been the case, but another email came out this morning with the same thing. So I just wanted to clarify. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. Okay, is there any discussion on HB 5163? If not,
Would you mind just reading the title if you don't mind?
sure,
Senator?
absolutely. No problem. It is an act establishing a task force to study the methods and programs for improving affordability for children, families, and young professionals. Anything else before we call the roll? Representative Paris.
Just as a simple description of the bill, ma'am, for the edification of the members of this committee, this was a concept and bill that we raised last year through the committee. It was a priority of one of the chairs of this committee. It was to explore ways to alleviate poverty in our state. It was heard on the House floor. It passed with bipartisan support in the House, excuse me, went on to the Senate and unfortunately did not live a second life in the Senate. So it has been updated, ma'am, as a task force this year. Will include both Republicans and Democrats and subject matter experts. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you, Representative. Any other questions before the roll? Okay, Madam Clerk, will you please call the roll?
A motion has been made and seconded to JF to the floor, agenda item number 1, Bill HB 5163, an act establishing a task force to study methods and programs for improving affordability for children, families, and young professionals. Representative Paris?
Paris is a yes.
Senator Mar?
Senator Mar votes yes.
Representative Wielander? Senator Cohen?
Senator Cohen votes yes.
Representative Dauphiné?
Rep. Dauphiné votes yes.
Senator Perillo?
Perillo votes yes.
Representative Belton? Representative Boyd? Representative Comey?
Representative Comey votes yes.
Representative Martinez? Representative Mastro Francesco?
Mastro Francesco votes yes.
Representative McGee?
Yes.
Representative Pizzuto?
Rep. Pizzuto votes yes.
Thank you.
Point of order.
Representative Lanoue?
I would like to vote yes. My name wasn't called.
Thank you, sir. Madam Clerk, do we have, oh, wait, we're holding the votes open. Never mind. Sorry, my fault. Okay, second, for item number 2 on the agenda, Senate Bill 154. May I please have a motion for joint favorable to the floor?
So moved.
Thank you.
Second.
Thank you. Moved by Representative Dauphiné and seconded by Representative Pizzuto. And the title for this bill is an act requiring certain agencies to report costs associated with programs serving children and families. Are there any questions before we go to a vote?
Madam Chair, would you mind giving just a brief description for those listening? Thank you.
Absolutely. This is looking at the ways in which agencies report the costs associated with programs serving children and families so that we can look at those costs in light of what we know about the ALICE numbers and see where we can potentially increase the costs, not the costs, but the ways in which we are supporting children and families.
Thank you, Madam Chair.
You are very welcome. Okay, seeing no other questions. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
A motion has been made and seconded to JF to the floor, agenda item number 2, SB 154, an act requiring certain agencies to report costs associated with programs serving children and families. Representative Paris,
Paris is a yes.
Senator Marr,
Senator Marr votes yes.
Representative Wielander, Senator Cohen,
Senator Cohen votes yes.
Representative Dauphiné,
Rep. Dauphiné votes yes.
Senator Perillo,
Perillo votes yes.
Representative Belton, Representative Boyd, Representative Comey,
Representative Comey votes yes.
Representative Lanou,
Lanús, yes.
Senator Marks, Representative Martinez, Representative Mastro Francesco,
Mastro Francesco votes yes.
Representative McGee,
Rep. McGee is yes.
Representative Pizzuto.
Rep. Pizzuto is yes.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Let's move on then for item number 3 on the agenda. Senate Bill 155, LCO number 1798. May I please have a motion for a joint favorable substitute to the floor?
So moved by Paris.
A second?
Second by McGee.
Okay, thank you. So moved by, motion made by Representative Paris, seconded by Representative McGee. Any discussion? Representative Lanou.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Good morning. Let me also say, I think it's the first time I've seen Rep. Paris without a tie on. So kind of new style for him.
The
All right,
storm does crazy things for all of us.
but I noticed you still have your scarf, so good for you. You don't let the blizzard take your scarf away. So, Madam Chair, I do just have a couple of quick questions on this, if I may.
Yes, sir.
More for my edification than anything. I'm just wondering on the portion that is going to remove DCF's requirement to notify the FBI's NCIC center. Why are we doing that?
Because there is no mechanism that allows DCF to access that report in order to make that report. So what they do and have always done is they make the report through local law enforcement who have the capacity to make that report into that reporting system. Is there clarity? Did I make that clear?
It does. So the local law enforcement does it on their behalf. But now I'm not seeing, does the language specifically state that they have to make a report to the NCIC or simply notify them? Because if they, just by notifying doesn't necessarily mean they have to generate or have access to some sort of report or input any sort of data, right?
What they have to do, according to the current way it's written, is that they have to make the report, go into the system and make the report. And they don't have that capacity to do that.
Understood. Okay, so the requirement is actually to generate the report, not just notify.
Correct.
Understood. Madam Chair, thank you so much. I have no further questions and I intend on supporting the bill.
Okay, thank you. Representative Paris.
Thank you, Madam Chair. And for the good representative who I'm seeing for the first time without a tie ever as well, Representative Lanu, I just wanted to let you know that we did ask the question during the public hearing, and I want to remind folks of this topic that we did ask the question of the agency if this were a practice that was being done in other states. It depended on a state-to-state level based on whether or not it was done, but that there was clearance for us to do this from the Fed. So I just wanted to also say that as well. Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. And Representative Mastro Francesco.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I just wanted to, just for clarification, to follow up on Rep. Lanu. So the current process, what they are doing right now when they have missing children, they are just notifying the police. Have they ever called the FBI in the past to notify them through you?
That is a question I do not have an answer for, if they have ever made that call to the FBI. But I do know that they work closely with local law enforcement, and local law enforcement has, as I mentioned, the access to the database. So it automatically goes through local law enforcement to the database.
Okay. And I'm assuming that the local law enforcement is obviously notifying the FBI. Do we have confirmation on that?
Right. That is part of what they are doing.
Okay. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you. Are there any other questions? If not, Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
A motion has been made and seconded to JFS to the floor, agenda item 3, SB 155, LCO number 1798, an act concerning the recommendations of the Department of Children and Families. Representative Paris.
Paris is a yes.
Senator Marr.
Senator Marr votes yes.
Representative Wielander.
I'm sorry, Senator Marr, one more time. You weren't on screen.
Sure. Senator Marr votes yes.
Representative Wielander. Senator Cohen.
Senator Cohen votes yes.
Representative Dauphiné.
Rep. Dauphiné votes yes.
Senator Perillo.
Perillo votes yes.
Representative Belton.
Representative Belton votes yes.
Representative Comey.
Representative Comey votes yes.
Representative Kitt. Senator Kushner. Representative Lanu.
Lanu votes yes.
Senator Marks. Representative Martinez. Representative Mastro Francesco.
Mastro Francesco votes yes.
Representative McGee.
Rep. McGee is yes.
Rep. Pizzuto.
Rep. Pizzuto, yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. Moving to item number 4 on the agenda, Senate Bill 156. May I please have a motion for joint favorable to the floor?
Motion by Rep. McGee.
Thank you, Representative. And a second?
Second from Rep. Dauphiné.
Thank you, Representative. Motion made by Representative McGee and seconded by Representative Dauphiné. Is there any discussion on this bill? I'm sorry, I should give you the title. I apologize. An act establishing a task force to study the voluntary surrender of infants. Any conversation?
May I make a few comments?
Yes, ma'am, you
I'm
may.
sure.
Please go ahead.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I do like this bill. I know we've discussed it at length, and I just wanted to remind everybody that it's my hope that all aspects of surrendering a child in the state of Connecticut will be looked into. I know we've talked about what they call the baby box bill, and we currently have a surrender policy in place. So I hope that all aspects will be looked at with this task force. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you. Any other comments? If not, Madam Clerk,
Representative McGee.
I'm sorry, Representative McGee.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I'm looking forward to this task force, and I'm looking forward to a wide array of diverse voices to create a great solution to something that I think we can help improve. And I just want to put on the record, one is program awareness, to raise awareness on what the voluntary surrender of infants is, so that more people realize that there are additional options of support out there. Thank you.
Thank you, Representative. If no more comments, Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
A motion has been made and seconded to JF to the floor, Agenda Item 4, SB 156, an act establishing a task force to study the voluntary surrender of infants. Representative Paris?
Paris votes yes.
Senator Marr?
Senator Marr votes yes. Did you hear? Senator Marr votes yes.
Representative Wielander? Senator Cohen?
Senator Cohen votes yes.
Representative Dauphiné?
Rep. Dauphiné votes yes.
Senator Perillo?
Perillo votes yes.
Representative Belton?
Representative Belton votes yes.
Representative Boyd? Representative Comey?
Representative Comey votes yes.
Kit? Senator Kushner? Representative Lanou?
Lanou votes yes.
Senator Marks? Representative Martinez? Representative Mastro Francesco?
Master Francesco votes yes.
Representative McGee?
Rep McGee is yes.
Representative Pizzuto?
Rep. Pizzuto is yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. For item number 5 on the agenda, Senate Bill 157, LCO number 1795. May I please have this is an act concerning municipal camps safety. May I please have a motion for joint favorable substitute to the floor?
So moved by Paris.
And a second?
Second by Rep McGee.
Moved by Representative Paris, seconded by Representative McGee.
Madam Chair, I just want to, Representative, if I might, ma'am, just a point of order. Representative Pizzuto is actually before Representative McGee. I'd like for us to give him the second if possible. Rep. McGee, you can take that up with me after. Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay. So
Thank you, sir.
Representative Paris and Representative Pizzuto and Representative McGee. Is there any discussion? Representative Mastro Francesco.
Thank you, Madam Chairman. This bill, a couple quick questions. Senate Bill 157, the language, we have substitute language on this bill now. Can you please explain to me what the difference is in the substitute language as opposed to the original bill that was proposed?
Yes, let me get to that. Part of it came from one of our public hearing, I believe it was CCM, requested that we change the word from in conjunction with OEC with the members of the not working group, but the people they are working with out in the state on this issue. They wanted, instead of in conjunction with, they wanted in consultation with. So that was definitely one of the words. And the other, let me just get to it, sorry, so I can take a look. I'm trying to remember what the second piece of it was. Hang on one second. I'm going to.
Madam Chair, I believe that's the only change, ma'am.
Is that the only change?
On camps. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Thank you so much.
I would not want to encourage you to find another.
Okay, your memory is certainly better than mine because I know that we just, we had the public hearing, we heard from a lot of people. And so thank you for that. Yes, so it really was that one word from in conjunction with to in consultation with.
Okay, thank you.
You're
The other
welcome.
the other question I have is on lines 39 through 42.
Okay, hang on, let me just get back there. So very different than being with you all in person. So I thank you for your patience.
No problem.
Okay, and you said line 42,
Lines 39 through 42.
39 through 42. Okay, please go ahead.
Okay, so in line 39, the current law or language says any paid youth camp director, assistant director, and staff member who is 21 years age of older are to be mandated reporters. This is what it's referring to.
Correct.
We are removing the word youth camp, but then inserting it again after the word member. So now the new law will read any paid director, assistant director, and staff member of a youth camp. What is the difference? Because youth camp was already in there.
Correct, but I think for the purpose of making sure that we're directing as defined in section 19A-420, I think that was the reason for the moving of the word from youth before to youth here, youth
Okay.
camp here.
And now we are including a municipality to be a mandated reporter. Is that correct through you?
Correct. That is the purpose of the bill, to make sure that we are having mandated reporters in all of our municipal camps.
Okay. And then just to clarify, it's only for people that are being paid that are 21 years or older. So if somebody was volunteering for a youth camp in a municipality or anywhere else, they're not required. Is that correct?
According to the way this is written, yes.
Okay. And that clarifies that section. The other section that I have a question on is actually at the end. I guess it would be lines 64 through 67.
Yes, ma'am.
Currently, right now, are municipalities required to report to the state on their youth camps any information?
There is no oversight by OEC or licensing
For any municipality.
for the municipal youth camps.
Okay. And I'm just curious as to what is the purpose of a municipality having to report now? What is the goal? What are they trying to achieve here?
The report in this particular instance is a report on what are the camps in each municipality, what are the number and age range of children served in each camp, and whether the camp accepts child care assistance subsidies, and what is the operational structure. The reason for this is so that we have an idea of the landscape of municipal camps in Connecticut. Currently, we do not know. We do not know how many camps there are, what they're doing, what their operational structure is, how many children are being served across Connecticut. So the purpose of this, and I do want to point out that this was supported by the Parks and Rec Association, by CCM, and by OEC. Everyone is in agreement that we need to have some sort of landscape on what do municipal camps look like in Connecticut.
Okay, thank you. I would agree with that. I would disagree with that. I think the towns are doing a pretty good job running their camps. It just seems to me that it is another mandate put on a town. And it's interesting, I always hear this, that CCM or cost approves it, but that's just a small group of people that are on their board of directors. And it seems that they're advocating for all 169 towns. I don't know if that's true or not, but I just really caution when we're putting another mandate on a town. I haven't seen any problems with municipalities running their camps and so forth. So for that reason, Madam Chair, I'll be a no on this today. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. I would like to point out, however, that we did have problems with a municipality running a camp in Bethany. So just want to put that on record that did happen, and we're all quite aware of it in the newspapers.
Right.
Representative
If I can,
Duff-
I'm sorry, Madam Chair, if I could just respond to that.
Yes, please go ahead.
That particular incident obviously needs to be dealt with, right? And it can be dealt with on an individual basis. I think that's the only thing that I have heard as a problem, as opposed to putting a mandate on all 169 towns. That, I don't know, for some reason in the legislature, we just see one incident happen instead of just dealing it with directly. We just kind of put a blanket cookie cutter policy in place as opposed to just dealing with it. Now, obviously, if it's an ongoing problem and it's happening multiple times over multiple municipalities, obviously something needs to be done about it. But this, in my opinion, just seems to be a one-off, and I just don't want to see the towns have another mandate put on. But thank you for your indulgence, Madam Chair.
Thank you. Representative Dauphiné.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I kind of a spin-off of what the good representative just said. I think there were expressed concerns for small towns that don't have the capacity to do this level of data collection. And that is what I would say today. And I would agree with my good legislative friend that it will put a burden and it's another mandate. So I will be a no as well. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you. I do want to point out that this is in conjunction with the statewide associations advocating on behalf of municipal parks and recreation departments, the statewide organization for interests of small towns, and a statewide organization of municipal leaders will submit the report. My understanding is in, I would say, the vast majority of municipalities, the entities that are running those municipalities already keep the records on these things. So pointing that out, I think, is valuable. And we are not asking the municipalities to take on additional work. But thank you both for your comments. If there are no other comments, then Madam Clerk, would you please call the roll?
A motion has been made and seconded to JFS to the floor, agenda item 5, SB 157, LCO 1795, an act concerning municipal camp safety. Representative Paris.
Paris is a yes.
Senator Marr.
Senator Marr votes yes.
Representative Wielander. Senator Cohen.
Senator Cohen votes yes.
Representative Dauphiné.
Rep. Dauphiné votes no.
Senator Perillo.
Perillo votes yes.
Representative Belton.
Rep. Belton votes yes.
Representative Boyd. Representative Comey.
Representative Comey votes yes.
Representative Kitt. Senator Kushner. Representative Lanou.
Lanou votes yes.
Senator Marks. Representative Martinez. Representative Mastro Francesco.
Representative Mastro Francesco votes no.
Representative McGee.
Rep. McGee is yes.
Representative Pizzuto.
Rep. Pizzuto votes yes.
Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. So just to restate, the votes will be held open until 1:30, and that concludes our business for this meeting. A reminder that the votes which are being held open at 1:30, when we begin our public hearing, this meeting will be adjourned. And I look forward to seeing you all at 1:30. We are now in recess. Thank you.
Rep Boyd, will just be one moment.
What's that?
Hi, Representative Floyd. Sorry.
How are you? Did we voted, I assume?
I can't hear you.
Oh, can you hear me?
Oh, wait. Sorry. Oh, there we go. Sorry.
How are you? Did we voted, I assume? Oh,
Yes. Yeah, the votes are open until 1:30.
oh, can you hear me?
Oh, wait. Sorry. Oh, there we go. Sorry.
How are you? Did we voted, I assume? Oh,
Yeah, the votes are open until 1:30.
oh, can you hear me?
Oh, wait. Oh my goodness, sorry, there are so many things going on in my, sorry, that was the live stream on YouTube. My apologies, I forgot to mute that. So the first is HB 5163, a vote to JF, and act JF to the floor, an act establishing a task force to study methods and programs for improving affordability for children, families, and young professionals.
Yes.
And then the next is SB 154, JF to the floor, an act requiring certain agencies to report costs associated with programs serving children and families.
Yes.
The next is JFS SB 155, an act concerning the recommendations of the Department of Children and Families. And the LCO number is 1798.
Yes.
And then we have SB 156, JF to the floor, an act establishing a task force to study the voluntary surrender of infants.
Yes.
And then lastly, we have JFS to the floor, an act concerning municipal camp safety, and the, where did I just, and the LCO number is 1795.
Yes.
All right, thank you.
All right, thank you.
Hi, this is Rep Belton. I think I missed a couple.
So the first one was HB 5163, JF to the floor, an act establishing a task force to study methods and programs for improving affordability for children, families, and young professionals.
Yes.
And then we have SB 154, JF to the floor, an act requiring certain agencies to report costs associated with programs serving children and families.
Yes.
And then we have JFS to the floor, SB 155, an act concerning the recommendations of the Department of Children and Families, and the LCO number is 1798. And then SB 150. Oh yeah, and for the other, we have your votes.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much.
Yep. Have a good day.
You too.
Good afternoon, Senators.
Good afternoon.
The first bill is HB 5163. It's made and seconded to JF to the floor. Agenda item 1, an act establishing a task force to study methods and programs for improving affordability for children, families, and young professionals.
Can I just say something? These were all voice votes, so we just have to come in for attendance. We don't have to take the votes.
No, these were all roll call votes.
Oh, they were. Okay.
And do you want to take both of us at the same time, and that way you only have to read it once?
Sure, that's good. All right, Senator Kushner?
Senator Kushner votes yes.
Senator Marks?
Marks votes yes.
And then our next one is JF to the floor, SB 154, an act requiring certain agencies to report costs associated with programs serving children and families. Senator Kushner?
Yes.
Senator Marks?
Yes.
And then the next one is JFS to the floor, SB 155, an act concerning the recommendations of the Department of Children and Families, and the LCO number is 1798. Senator Kushner?
Yes.
Senator Marks?
Yes.
The next is JF to the floor, SB 156, an act establishing a task force to study the voluntary surrender of infants. Senator Kushner?
Yes.
Senator Marks?
Yes.
And then the last one is JFS to the floor, SB 157, LCO number 1795, an act concerning municipal camp safety. Senator Kushner?
Yes.
Senator Marks?
Yes.
Great, and that's it.
All right,
Okay,
thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Hi, Rep Martinez.
We did roll calls for each one. So we have the first one is JF to the floor, agenda item 1, HB 5163, an act establishing a task force to study methods and programs for improving affordability for children, families, and young professionals.
Yes.
How do you vote?
Yes.
And next is JF to the floor, SB 154, an act requiring certain agencies to report costs associated with programs serving children and families.
Yes.
And then the third one is JFS to the floor, SB 155, LCO 1798, an act concerning the recommendations of the Department of Children and Families.
Yes.
The next one is JF to the floor, SB 156, an act establishing a task force to study the voluntary surrender of infants.
Yes.
And then the final one is JFS to the floor, SB 157, LCO 1795, an act concerning municipal camp safety.
Yes.
Right, and that's it.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
Yep.
Bye-bye.
Hi, Representative Kit.
Hi, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Good. Are you taking votes?
Yes, and I need you to turn on your camera.
Yes. There we go.
Right, so first we have JF to the floor, HB 5163, an act establishing a task force to study methods and programs for improving affordability for children, families, and young professionals.
Yes.
Then we have JF to the floor, SB 154, an act requiring certain agencies to report costs associated with programs serving children and families.
Yes.
Then we have JFS to the floor, SB 155, LCO number 1798, an act concerning the recommendations of the Department of Children and Families.
Yes.
Then we have JF to the floor, SB 156, an act establishing a task force to study the voluntary surrender of infants.
Yes.
And then lastly, we have JFS to the floor, SB 157, LCO number 1795, an act concerning municipal camp safety.
Yes.
All right, and that's it.
Okay, thank you.
Have a good day.
You too.